What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? So, yesterday around 4 o'clock, Woj and Shams reported that the Knicks and the Pistons had an agreement in exchange for Derrick Rose to go to New York and Dennis Smith Jr. and a 2021 second-round pick via Charlotte going to the Pistons. So this did happen yesterday, so I'm a little bit late on this video. It was just a wild Sunday. I was not home at all, and I really didn't have a chance to make this video. It was obviously the Super Bowl, so I was like, you know what? Let me just drop it early morning on Monday. So I'm just going to give you my thoughts and opinions on the trade. You guys know I am a Knicks fan, so I can kind of give you my perspective on that. Do I think this is a good trade? Do I think this is a bad trade? And yeah, you guys can let me know down below your opinion on the trade. Was there a clear winner or loser? Was it just neither team really won? I don't know. Let me know down below, and I should be making a D-Rose rebuild out soon on the main channel. But yeah, I guess I'll talk about it for the Knicks side of it first. It really doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm sorry, but it really doesn't. The Knicks are currently 11-14. They're the 8th seed in the East. There's some teams behind them that are a lot better than them still, like Toronto, like Miami, and you could even say a team like Orlando. So they have they've exceeded expectations to start the year. So 11-14 right now puts them in the playoffs. It definitely puts them in the play-in tournament. And I guess the way they got him, giving up Dennis Smith Jr., who was in the final year of his contract, he probably wasn't going to play at all this year, really isn't that big of a deal whatsoever. Giving up the second round pick via Charlotte, if it is this year, that could be a late lottery second, so the first 14 picks of the second round, or it could be an early, it'll be around the probably range of 12 to 18. I could see 12 being the lowest and 18 being the highest, so that would be pick 42 to 48. Sorry for saying 12 and 18, that was probably confusing, but you really did give up a lot for Derrick Rose. But it's why did you want Derrick Rose? Now, maybe they use him to flip him. I don't know. Was this really the most that Detroit could have gotten for D-Rose? But we'll talk about their side of it in a little bit. For the Knicks, though, they already have Elfrid Payton. We know how we all feel about him. Immanuel Quickley has been playing phenomenal this year. He's been playing like a top 5 rookie. He deserves starting minutes. He's been playing a lot better than Elfrid Payton, and he still plays not many minutes, or he should be playing these starter minutes. He's still coming off the bench. So I like getting Derrick Rose because he can be a good mentor for Quickley, and he can come off the bench, what he was doing in Detroit anyway. Maybe you just don't want to bench Elfrid. It could mess up his, his morale or his confidence. But if the Knicks don't waive Payton or kick him out of the rotation and they're running 3 point guards, this trade was dumb. This trade was dumb. The only way I like this trade and get behind it is if you're replacing Elfrid Payton with Derrick Rose in the rotation and you're keeping Quickley's minutes and maybe even increasing him. But if Quickley sees diminished minutes, this trade does more harm than good, because now you're stumping Quickley's development, you're stumping his confidence, and why would you be lowering or diminishing a player's minutes who's a top 5 rookie at a position of need? I don't really get it. I know Tibbs is obsessed with Derrick, or not obsessed with Derrick Rose, but obviously he likes coaching him. He's done it in Minnesota, and he's done it in Chicago. I don't know why he's obsessed with Elfrid Payton. I get the whole veteran, respect the veteran thing, play him, and then you'll eventually play Quickley. But we're 25 games in. Payton's on a 1-year deal. He's not your long-term point guard. He's not your franchise point guard. There's no reason that he should be getting more minutes than Immanuel Quickley. It's honestly crazy. It's literally mind-blowing and infuriating, and I know it is for a lot of Knicks fans. And I just, I like Derrick Rose. I think he's a fun player, and he might help the Knicks win 2 or more games, right? But this hurts Immanuel Quickley. This trade was just dumb. It just was dumb, and it was pointless, and it served zero purpose. But I'm going to give it time. We'll see Tibbs' rotations, and we'll see if it ends up being worth it or not. So that is kind of my Knicks perspective side of things. I'm still indifferent. I got to see the rotation before I make my final assumption. And if they want to re-sign Rose as a backup point guard in the offseason, that's fine by me. He's 32. I wouldn't mind signing him for another 2 years. But it needs to be Immanuel Quickley. He needs to be the guy. He's playing like the guy, and they need to show him some respect, show some confidence in him, like they didn't do with Frank Ntilikina, like they didn't do with Dennis Smith Jr., and actually give the reins to this guy as your starting point guard for the foreseeable future. So for Detroit, honestly, if this is the best you can get for D-Rose, it's not the worst. You can still try to salvage whatever could be out of Dennis Smith Jr.'s game. I don't know if he's still going to be in the G League bubble. It kind of similar to what they did with Josh Jackson, and he's kind of had a little bit of a resurgence this year after maybe being an out-of-the-league type player. And they could maybe get that in Dennis Smith Jr., and he could be somewhat of a guy that could back up Killian Hayes. And, I mean, the odds of that are pretty low, But at least it's something. Maybe that's the best young player that they could have gotten. I mean, he's arguably like the worst young player in the league, but he could definitely use a new change of scenery. I think the Knicks really messed up his confidence, and it just really didn't work out whatsoever for him. I think he was just in his own head. And getting a second-round pick in 2021 via Charlotte, I mean, if you take a look at the NBA standings, they are currently 11-13. And with a pretty weak bottom half, or just kind of middle to bottom of the Eastern Conference this year, I could easily see them making the playoffs, so that second-round pick could be from 45 to 60 because, I mean, yeah, I think Toronto will end up making it over the Knicks, but I don't know if I have a lot of confidence in Miami. I mean, they're only a game and a half back of Charlotte, so they easily could be making it. But I mean, maybe they won't make the playoffs, and it'll be the 43rd pick in the second round. So it's not like you're losing a top 5 second round pick like the Mavericks had last year in the Warriors second round pick that ended up being a top one. So I think the package really isn't a great return. I would have tried to get a first round pick from LA, one of the LA teams, or the Sixers. But maybe they just weren't willing to give up a first-round pick for somebody who's 32 in an expiring contract and isn't like a Chris Paul level good as a point guard. And that makes total sense. Like, you'd rather take the risk at maybe drafting your next Pascal Siakam or somebody like that with pick 28, 29, or 30, wherever those one of those good teams will be selecting. So, honestly, I don't know. If this is the best... Like, I don't really think either team benefits too much from this trade. I mean, Detroit at least gets a young player who's 23 and could maybe do something still in his career. It'll take a lot of player development coaching for him now. And the second round pick, maybe they will hit on. But I guess I think Detroit's somewhat a little bit more of winners in this trade. I'm not saying the Knicks needed Dennis Smith Jr., that second round pick. It's just, I mean, okay, I'll say the Knicks they come out as winners in this trade as well if Emmanuel quickly plays, not the same minutes, more minutes, and Elfrid Payton plays a lot less. And I don't know who else is getting bumped from the rotation, because Kevin Knox is already pretty much bumped from the rotation. Obi Toppin is barely involved in the offense. It's really just Quickly and Barrett are the two young players, and Mitchell Robinson, I guess, that are getting minutes. So the Knicks will be winners if Quickly gets more minutes and Payton's either out of the rotation or just playing like 10 minutes a night. They're losers if this hurts Quickly's minutes or they don't change and you're running 3-point guards with Rose, Payton, and Quickly. Then they are losers in this trade. And then for Detroit, I mean, we'll see what happens with Dennis Smith Jr. So right now, I'd probably say they're somewhat winners. But if he never cracks the rotation for them, then it was pretty much pointless. And we'll see who that second round pick is going to be. If it's going to be a foreign player that never even comes here, is it going to be somebody that can make an impact? We will see. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think of this trade. Did you think Detroit was winners in this deal? Or do you think you need to wait and see? And same for the Knicks. Do you think they were winners in this trade? Or do you need to wait and see kind of what's going to happen with the rotation? Because that's what I think I am on this. I'm going to wait and see before I overreact. Because it's not a major trade. It's not like this was a Kristaps Porzingis trade, the last big trade the Knicks made, like big one. And this one isn't big, but like, I mean, they traded a first for Marcus Morris, or they got a first for Marcus Morris. But yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. Drop a like if you guys did enjoy the video. Like I said, I should be uploading a D-Rose Knicks rebuild out today, if not tomorrow, because I do have a bunch of videos planned there. Got to get some Thunder franchise out. Got to get my 2021 All-Star starter list out. But yeah, I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.